going to talk about motivation, and the first sort of element we're going to look at is motivating the intellectual side of someone's brain. And I broke it down into sections, but in reality is a crossover. What I'd say to you is the intellectual part of someone's brain needs to be ready to make a change. And in a care setting, that means for you to work with that side of their mind effectively, you need someone who's not in the mid to late stages of dementia, because anything they say to you will be forgotten, literally, in about 15-20 minutes. So really, the stuff we're talking about is for people that have full comprehension, or for people in the very earlier stages of dementia, maybe the early or the early mid stage. And it brings us into manipulating or using two sort of facets of motivation. The first of these is something called brief motivational interviewing. And it's a process they use with smoking cessation, some of the other addictions as well. But it doesn't take away from its power as a motivating tool to use generally with older people. So when you look at it, the model has 4 stages. And in the stages, you need to reach a point where the person is ready to change, prepared to take action rather. So the first sort of stage would be quite happy with what's going on and don't want to do anything different from what they're doing, so they're not ready to make any formal changes. And all you can do with that is sit in the back seat and offer an element of support and advice and just be in the background. If you push it and trying to force the change, you're more likely to embed the person in, so they're not going to change at all. Then they shift forward into getting ready to make a change in what's going on. And that's where you would step in and offer some sort of advice and support. Again, you're in the background. The person isn't there yet to make a formal change, but you're laying everything out, laying the groundwork to make it nice and easy. And then we step forward into the next sort of bit, where is they're actually ready to make the change. And that's where you offer the support and the advice to help them physically make the change from one behaviour to the other. After that, if they make the change, then it's maintaining it. So then I use the term about weeding a garden, that you have to be there with the person to maintain the new behaviour, otherwise they'll relapse back. And there's a good chance they'll relapse back anyway, but that's almost definite unless you step up to the plate and actually support the new change that's been put into place. The dark arts of this, and there are dark arts in motivation, you've only got to look at all the stuff they do with, in the political realm. Politicians use the dark arts of marketing all the time. You're surrounded by it, but everywhere you go and everything you see, you're being marketed to, and they're motivating your behaviour. The dark art with the brief motivational interviewing is not presenting opportunities that you don't want the person to take. So it's not offering a full spectrum of what's out there. And I can't tell you the rights and wrongs of that, but I can almost certainly tell you that that happens in everyday society continually. I hope that little snippet's helpful. There's other elements that we talk about on the course that go with it, but it gives you the basics of what you're trying to do. So again, we're appealing to the logical part of the person's mind.